Hey guys, it's Vaskip, I'm back here. So wanted to do a quick run through on these detailed maintenance notice of tomorrow. I don't really want to go into too much detail because obviously some of these things are not too straightforward, so we need to see them in action as well to know what's going on. So I'm going to do a more in detail review of this update later on this week. But let's just see what do they have in place for us. So a little bit of intro, and then first point is getting the Pegasus base. It really seems like that we are not going to get too much of it right now. It's pretty much just for the mission completion. Obviously, as we have expected, this is not going to be a free feature. You are going to be needing expedition guides, which you are going to be able to pick up from training grounds or the shop. Obviously, like the usual Netmarble way, where they mess something up, miss a feature that should be there from the very beginning, then they try to monetize on it when they finally add it on. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but this is what is it at the moment. So yeah, we'll see like how does it go exactly. Like for example, this part is quite worrying that like when a mission is stopped midway, the progress is reset and the consume expedition guides cannot be restored. So not quite sure like what do they mean here. Like it's probably you're gonna need like, you know, let's say 100 expedition guides to finish that mission. If you run out of expedition guides, that means that the mission has stopped midway and you're gonna lose your expedition guides that you have already put into. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, anyway, we're gonna have to see what's going on. And on top of this, we are getting a storage increase. So it says that these storages will expand based on the achieved stage. So not quite sure. I'm guessing like you're getting more and more storage based on how many heroes are at what stage, but again, we're gonna have to see. So second point is Magneto Epic Invasion. So yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. We just needed a new theme for the new Epic Invasion, and they chose Magneto for some reason. You don't know why, because Magneto is obviously not really being featured in any of the current movies or anything, so it's just like out of nowhere. But obviously, yeah, we cannot do much about it, and it's not doesn't really matter that much anyway, because we're just gonna have to fight whoever it is. So yeah, Magneto Seal are going to be added, and the Battle Badge alloys are going to be coming from the invasions. You're going to be able to create the special badges using these, what was the name, Battle Badge alloys, which is the next point of this update notice. So as I've said in the previous video when we were talking about the dev note number 8, I was already quite afraid due to the use of the word special, because that means that it's gonna be just a mess where you're gonna be having to waste a lot of resources to get something fairly usable. And this seems to be the case. We are getting 1 to 6 star special battle badges, and the 6 star special battle badges can be upgraded from +1 to +5, which is sort of sounds like a nano, which kinda is proven by the required materials, because you are going to be needing to like nano a special battle badge. You are going to be needing another 6 star special battle badge of the same slot, plus all the materials that are listed here. So this definitely doesn't sound good, because it seems like this is gonna be something that's gonna be super hard to fine-tune, especially due to the fact that they are even bringing it up that the color of the core socket may change when crafting a special battle badge, which is just the same absolute rubbish system that we have with the current that we currently have with Omega cards, where you might as well lose the best stats that you have acquired on your card when upgrading it. Also, why I was saying that I don't want to go into too much detail is because right now we don't really know like what's going on with the stats, for example, because obviously like the exclusive stats, or which what it's called, those ones might also change while you're upgrading, but obviously like we don't know this yet, because we have not seen the system just yet. But because it really is like the Omega card system, it really sounds like that this is going to be the case. However, yeah, they don't want to draw conclusions, but obviously knowing Netmarble, it's pretty much always worst case scenario. So yeah, that's about special badge crafting. Here we can see like what these additional stats are in which are coming instead of the set bonuses. Some of these sound very crap, to be fair, because like these fatal attractions 1, 2, 3, for example, apply if you have stamina over 80 or 70%, which is at the highest level. At the lowest level you need to have full stamina for 2 of these to apply, but also due to the cooldown being quite long anyway, it's just like not quite sure like how are we supposed to use it. Like as a Black Widow, for example, I would need to apply a status effect on my enemy to get boosted damage from my specializations. So obviously if I start with a grenade, that negates all 3 of these straight away, because my stamina is obviously going to be full at that time, so I would have to start with my highest damage skill in order to use these. So not too stoked about this at the moment, but obviously I might be wrong at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna have to see like how do these actually work in action after draw conclusions, and also like we need to see like how much better the stats are compared to the current ones. So anyway, moving on from special badges, because obviously not much point to just, you know, make assumptions right now when we are less than 12 hours away from the update. So yeah, next point, we get 2 companions added to the game, both of them being special companions, which is a first as well. Seems like that Netmarble just wants to cash in on these, because obviously only the special ones are being used and being spent money on. So we get Hulk and Thor, which is again very, very disappointing, since Thor was, I think, was that most requested next playable character, maybe tying in with Deadpool and maybe Wolverine as well up there. But I'm not quite sure like what do they have to do with Magneto, what do they have to do with the mutants, because previously we got companions that were connected to the team of the invasion, at least somewhat, like Spider-Man coming with the Sinister Six invasion, the Eternals coming with the Eternals invasion. So I'm not quite sure like how is Thor and Hulk connected to Magneto. So at this point it seems like that they didn't really have like any better idea, so they went with these. And also they don't really sound too good. Thor straight up rubbish, because he only has synergy with heroes who have lightning damage, because he does more damage to electrocuted enemies, but that's it. And Hulk is a somewhat so-so PvP companion, because he is taunting and then attacking enemies. But again, taunting doesn't really sound that good compared to Daredevil, compared to Icarus, compared to Kasim even, who is not even a special companion. So all of these really sound better than Hulk, because even though he taunts, he does not reduce any stats of the enemy. So in the end, you just get a few seconds where you are free to attack the enemy heroes, but be it a Spider-Man, he will still dodge your attacks. Be it a whoever, Captain America or whatever, you still gonna have to go through the damage decrease and all that. So it's fairly useless compared to Daredevil, for example, at least in my opinion. But again, let me know what do you guys think. So yeah, and also the fact that Thor Love and Thunder is coming out this year and they wasted Thor a few months before that is just very, very surprising, even from Netmarble, who seemingly don't know what the hell they are doing. But yeah, anyway, let's just move on from these as well. So balance adjustments, I'm not going to touch on these because, as I was saying in previous videos, I'm not really proficient with Captain America or Doctor Strange. But what I read on Discord, like people are very happy about the about the Captain America changes. So he seems to be getting better, and people seem to be happy about it. However, Doctor Strange, they are still complaining, saying that these effects are only really PvE boost, and they are still missing any any sort of buff for PvP. However, again, as I'm saying, I don't know, so please don't go from what I say here, and that's why I don't want to go into any more detail on these. But please let me know if you are a main in either of these heroes. What do you think about these changes? So yeah, I think provoke, PvP content balance, not quite sure. Like we need to see like how do these work out, and then we will see. Next one, improvements. Number one would be set effects of special costumes. So we are getting a slight increase on these. The 2 set bonus is doubling up to 11.4% from 5.7%, and we are getting an extra skill level on the 3 set and the 4 set bonuses as well. Not quite sure how much is this going to affect the overall result and the overall potential of these items, but again we're just gonna have to see, because we don't know, like they might just like went on and doubled the skill increase for the next set, because so far we were not able to reach higher than level 27 skill level, so we don't know what level 28 is going to bring us. So just gonna have to see. The battle challenge first click rewards, pretty straightforward, no need to touch on. Omega War party matching segment by level for Omega Wars. These sound good, that like we are finally getting a sort of segmentation for based on levels and potential of those heroes, because obviously like we could easily fight our level 50 hero as well, being level 120 ourselves, and the level 20 heroes would get the same treatment as our level 120 heroes would, so that's obviously doesn't make any sense. So these ones seem to be welcome, and the high-end stuff, they seem to be improving. So like instead of 1,000 points, you get 1,200 points per defeat. Oh, for those of you who don't know, this is the end screen results. So previously you would get 1,000 points per kills. Now you get 1,200 for over level 110. And you also going to get an assist counter, which also going to give you points, and also the points per battle point, which are the points that you acquire inside the game. These had a 10 times multiplier before, and now at the highest end we are going to get 12 points per battle point. So at least it's going to make sense to fight in the highest brackets, and that's at least going to eliminate those people who are fishing in the lower brackets by using the level 80 alts, which have been pulled up to 1,000,000 power and going down to destroy the people who are just there with their 300k power mains. So that's quite a good improvement in my opinion. So that's definitely going to help the people in lower brackets. So yeah, assist points, I think this is just like talking about this part. Improvements will be made. This is something that I'm not too sure about. Improvements will be made so that heroes who remain idle for a certain period after entering the matching content will automatically exit. So this is what I was saying. I'm not quite sure like how are they going to deal with the AFK players in special operations, because this was mentioned in the previous developers note, and I was just like confused, like what's going to happen. However, I still am, because how is that going to be a reasonable solution? So like we start the SO with 4 people. If one person doesn't turn on the autoplay and just stands there being AFK, he's gonna be kicked out, right? But that means that there are only 3 of us going to be left for a fight that was started with 4 members. Also, if you don't know, all fights are based on the amount of party members. So if I start a raid alone, then the raid boss's HP will be based on just me, like one member. So let's say like the boss will get 25 million HP. If 2 of us enter, then the HP of the boss will be increased to like, let's say 35 million. It's not going to be doubling, but the HP of the boss will increase based on how many members are in the party that started the fight. So obviously the same thing in Spec Ops, the HP of the enemies will not be decreased because it's constant. So like if we go back to raids, for example, like two of us enter, right? So instead of 25 million HP for a solo entry, the boss HP will go up to 35 million. Yeah, let's say that my party member dies and exits the fight instead of reviving. So I'm going to be left alone with a boss whose HP is based on two party members, so that when this party member exists the fight, the boss HP is not going to be decreased down to 25 million, it will remain 35 million, because we started the fight with two of us. So that means that if I enter Spec Ops with three other people and one of them leaves, then we will still fight a Special Operations match which is based on 4 members. So basically this just further messes up the people who are going to be left in the fight. So I'm not quite sure like how did they come up with this, but also I'm not 100% sure if I am right, because obviously we have not had the time to test out, so I will confirm this in that update of this review later on this week. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and check the rest. Improvements will be made so that after special operations and the skill preset that was changed during special operations will not affect the skill presets in all presets before entry. So yeah, this should have been obviously included previously, but it's just like the usual Netmarble way that like we make a change and we obviously not going to think about the further implications and just leave it as is. So yeah, at least they fixed this one because it was very annoying. But anyway, let's see what else do they have. Kill buttons is retained, that's good. Fixed effect on next wave starts. And not quite sure what's up here. Settings button will be added. This one is so. Not quite sure. I have personally never seen any use for these because it's just like the difference is just so faint that you don't even notice if you change the range from the minimum to the maximum. So not quite sure. Anyway, improvements for party status when making in-app purchases. Most important changes, Netmarble THU. Draw shop UI will be improved. Again, thanks very much. We've really been asking for this since the beginning. So it's like, don't fix the bugs, just do these like completely pointless quality of life improvements that no one asked for. Thank you. How to become stronger. Trade, battle status notification. Trade, companion tutorial, thank you, so needed. And number 16, we are getting new stats. Flame damage decrease, chill damage decrease, shock damage decrease. They kind of forgot to mention these anywhere else up to this point, but yeah, thank you for that, Netmarble. And there are like a number of fixes here, mostly coming from the known issues, and still leaving a lot of issues that have previously been reported unfixed. So yeah, usual Netmarble way. Anyways, we are obviously getting new events, we are getting new offers because that's all what we need, and we are getting a lot of products discontinued. So yeah, overall it didn't really like happen to be, or didn't work out to be a short review of this maintenance, but yeah, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it regardless, and as I'm saying, I will be back with a update to this review when we had the time to test out these features in the game. So yeah, let me know what do you guys think, how do you feel about this update, and which part are you looking forward the most. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and catch you guys soon. Peace.